I can't believe it. I'm a little bit sad, but also excited. Can't believe it's about to be the end of the Passat era. Man, I'm gonna miss her. But I'm gonna enjoy a 2011 Shelby GT500 a lot more. Ooh. Oh, it's windy out here. Yep, the end of the Passat era. And so I have basically finished all the paperwork to pick up a 2011 Shelby GT500. It's white, it's got a little less than 15,000 miles on it. I mean, honestly, if you look on Carvana right now, it's probably still shows as pending purchase on there. And that's me snagging that bitch up. Man, I'm pumped. I wished and washed. I was wishy-washy back and forth about what I wanted to get. I went all over the place from a Golf R, S5, S4, Camaro SS, Mustang GT, 2015 Corvette, but the most special of those cars is the Shelby, and I had to go older to get one I could afford, obviously. I mean, 40K you can squeeze into one with low miles. That's up to about 2012, and then after that they seem to jump about 10K, and I can't really do 50K on a car. Just can't do it. Middle class right here, boys. But yeah, I think that GT500 is going to be the most exciting of the batch of cars for me to have as my next car enthusiast experience. So I'm pretty fucking stoked right now. I'm just waiting for Carvana to say, yeah, all the paperwork's in order and we're gonna ship it out. It's already in Austin, so it'll be delivered to my door probably the next day. I can't fucking wait. I bet I'm gonna be scared of it at first because I've never driven. I mean, I drove a Mustang GT, like a 19 Performance Pack 1, and that thing was pretty fast, but I didn't really scare myself in it. Of course, it was in the mild mode when my friend let me drive it, so I didn't get to test drive one. I went from being wishy-washy to being impulsive, just like that, man. I went from not knowing what I was gonna do to showing my wife this white GT500 and her going, "That's pretty," and then 30 minutes later, I'm in the process of ordering the damn thing. So wishy-washy to impulse that quick. I mean, I know I'm gonna love it. As long as it doesn't have any issues when it gets here, I'm gonna be really stoked. It's probably gonna scare me because 550 horsepower is far and away the fastest thing I will have ever driven. And rear-wheel drive and manual, which I haven't even driven manual in like, I don't know, a decade or more. And I've never driven a manual car with any power, so it's probably gonna scare me a bit at first, and I'm pretty excited about that. I'm excited to like really learn a new car, and like, man, I'm stoked. I'm very stoked. So today is Monday, and Carvana will likely notify me that all the paperwork is done tomorrow. And then the car will likely be delivered to me on Wednesday, which means I'll be saying my bye-byes to this one. That guy's actually a YouTuber with a channel triple or more the size of mine. I haven't looked at it in a bit, but yeah, he's got a pretty good channel going actually. But yeah, so saying goodbye to old girl. Mixed feelings about that. Like I said, I really wish that, I had enough money to keep it and also have the Shelby, but I needed this bitch for the trade-in to be able to afford this car. And if it comes down to it, I need to have my first experience with a real, truly powerful car, truly exciting car, a real fun car. I mean, this is a nice looking car. It's been good to me. I've been happy with it, but it's not what I would say how you say fun. It is not how you say fun to drive. I mean, it's funner than it was, obviously, when I started modifying it and all that shit, but And I mean, an all white car isn't my first choice. It isn't even like my third choice in color for a car. Honestly, I'd like a black car or a blue car, maybe even a red car. But you know what? It's fine. I think I might also really like to add some blue Le Mans stripes to the Shelby. I'm getting ahead of myself. I don't even have the damn thing. I'm already thinking about what I'm going to do to it. I'll tell you one thing. It's very unlikely I'm going to be doing anything to boost the power very quickly, because it's going to take me a bit to get comfortable to that much power. You know, considering, again, like I said, that I haven't ever driven a manual car with that much power, and it's been years since I've driven a manual at all. I'm going to have to learn how to shift it properly. I mean, you'll be right here with me for all of that fun stuff, and I look forward to it. I'm sure that I would have been more comfortable driving an Audi around every day. My wife certainly would have been more comfortable, because my wife can't drive stick. I'm gonna have to teach her how to drive stick in my Shelby when it shows up. Well, not right when it shows up. It's gonna be a bit before I trust her, before I get past the initial fear of messing up that car, before I teach my wife how to drive it, which, I mean, I tried to teach her how to drive stick once before in a Saturn Ion, and we gave up because she was not having a good time. But she's gonna have to learn in the Shelby. I look forward to seeing my wife drive a cool car. Maybe in a few years, I'll actually get a chance to modify a Volkswagen again, because when my oldest son, who's 13 now, starts driving, I may try to kind of nudge him into like a GTI or something like that, and help him modify it. I think that would be a lot of fun. Oh look, here comes the neighbor. My car's slower than his right now. But the new one ain't gonna be. Tell you what though, I will not be doing any experimental or cheap modifications to a Shelby like I did on this car. Like I've mentioned before, lessons learned. And I'm gonna do things right with the Shelby all the way through, so I don't have to redo anything, so I don't have to worry about cheap parts or, you know, all that kind of good stuff. But I guess this one kind of popped my cherry for car mods and car enthusiasm. I mean, I think most boys are car enthusiasts when they're young, in that they just love cool looking cars like a Lamborghini. And for me, it was a Ferrari Testarossa was the car I thought was the coolest looking thing in the world when I was little. I'll probably never own a Testarossa. That's pretty far out there, but hey, you know what? A Shelby's pretty fucking cool. So even a little bit older one, like a 2011, I'm gonna get a lot of good experiences out of it. If you've been here through the Passat era, I thank you for being here and all the positive comments and interaction I've had with y'all. It's been great. I've loved it, and I hope you stick around for the Shelby era. And I'm real fucking pumped, so I'll be posting it the second I get it. It'll be like within a few minutes that I have the first short up or something about it, because man, I'm beside myself with excitement. I'm probably gonna squeal like a schoolgirl when it shows up, and then maybe cry a tear or two as they're taking my Passat away. But hey, this is what we go through, right? It's what we go through. So thanks for watching and following and all that stuff, and stay tuned.